Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome once again to all my little stories. So I think this is the third video. So if you are just joining for the very first time, thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe. Please like. Kindly come back again. I'll be coming up. I promise I'll be coming up with content often and often. I can't promise, but yes, often. I did one yesterday, so today is another day. So yeah, I'm keeping to my promise anyway. So as an immigrant or as a newbie in the country, most of the time, often than none, you get asked some questions. Especially, I don't know, maybe because of the color of my skin or something, I don't know. But I think it has to do with the misconception of information or misconception of what Africa is or African people are. And I think it is coming from the news and what people listen to, the social media, the news channels. So like most of the time, I think people kind of like see Africa or maybe I think African people are like maybe people from the jungle or something. I don't know, because I got so many questions, and often that I kind of like, why are people asking me these kind of questions? I could remember, I think within the very first week of my arrival, I volunteered somewhere in Toronto. I volunteered somewhere to be working with these people, and this woman, she's doing amazing stuff. And I kind of like it is a nice way of like um putting myself in the system, because it's kind of like funny sometimes. The kind of when you try to find a job, you need to have this experience, no matter what you read, where you're from, your certificate. Sometimes I think it doesn't really hold much water than, or like, if you happen to be educated or get your education in the system, if you happen to grow in the system. I mean, when I say the system, I mean in the country. So like sometimes you like whatever your education is, I think it doesn't really they don't really care too much. So you have to do some bridging course, or like some courses to be able to measure up to the kind of standard they think. Not, and I think, I don't know, but sometimes it's not right, because when you get to the field, you get to, is different. Like, is when your education, if they don't give you chance, they don't know what you have in here, they don't know what you can contribute into the system. So I'm not really going to talk about that. I'm not really interested in that today. Like, I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm just trying to like, this video actually is about most, or let's say the weirdest question I've ever been asked. Like, most, like, kind of like very, I find it very weird. First of all, I was in the shop one day in the store where I volunteered. I told you, like, and somebody asked me, like, where are you from? And I said, oh, blah 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 blah, from Africa and all that. And she said, how did you get here? For real? I didn't say that, but in my mind, I was like, is she kidding? By plane, of course. How would I get here in the first place? Like, so maybe I don't know, but that question is so dumb, and I believe me, I'm not apologizing about for that. Like, how can somebody have somebody in this 21st, I don't know if we're in the 21st century, but in this century, like, how did I get here? We are talking about 18 to 24 hours flight. And you like maybe insinuating, maybe I've been on my or maybe I up here like a monkey, or like I've been working for the past 30 years just to come to this country. Come on. Is wisdom here. Where, how did you get here? How did you come here? I was like, by flight, of course. What did you expect? So that was the very first question that really I never forget. It is like evergreen in my mind. Even I remember the woman. I remember the face of the woman that asked me that question, and it is printed. It is not going anywhere. The second question is, Where did you get that from? You know, like, believe me, when people, like, the way they see, I don't know, maybe immigrant and all that, maybe they think they are the most impoverished set of people or something. I don't understand. So, when maybe my second day at work, and then my boss called me and she was like, hmm, I like that. You know, when you wear something, you kind of like, I like that. Where did you get that from? From my country, of course, because I just got here, so I can't be on a shopping spree immediately I got here. Like, I came with all this stuff. So they kind of like, really? Oh, you people have really good stuff. I said, good stuff, and less expensive. Yeah, I'm not bluffing. I'm not bluffing. I am not kidding. Like, especially when it comes to fashion, you have choices, different choices. Like, we have all designers you can think of. We have all, and every, I mean everything. In fact, I find it so difficult shopping because, like, most of the time when I go to the stores, I kind of find I kind of I am always disappointed because you don't get so much choices. I don't know if you've been to the or maybe if you've never been there, like if you've seen streets of Dubai, if you try to browse it, the streets of Lagos, if you whatever shop or market in South Africa, in Uganda, when you're talking about anything, you find anything and everything in quantum at a very good price, and you have choice. But here you don't really have so much choice because when you walk into the mall, you kind of like find maybe George, and everything is George and George. Or maybe you go to the high end or like a big brand kind of store. It's still limited. Like, maybe you find few dozens of pants. Like, I'm used to, like, when I'm shopping, I have lots of stuff to go through, and that gives you different colors, shades, and sizes, and prints and pattern. But here you kind of like be restricted to black, gray, and white. Yes, like most of what the colors we find here is like black, gray, white, black, gray, white. We don't really find too much stuff. But if you really want too much stuff, what I've learned over the time living in Toronto is that you have to go out to the, like, continental stores, like maybe the Indian stores, the Chinese stores, the Pakistani stores, because those are your lifesaver, believe me. Like, because they have stuff, and those people too, they are like mostly fashion forward. And if you have eyes, if you have good eyes for, and you know exactly what you're looking for, it is not so difficult. So you have to like overlook overlook the arrangement of the store and something. You're not there to like ingest the shop. What you're going to do is to shop to get something. You understand? So most of the time, I love shopping in those kind of stores because you get bargain for your money. You get values for your money, and you go home happy more than maybe you shopping in these stores, big mart, shopping malls, whereby I don't want to say anything, but I'm not always let's say I'm less satisfied ever, and especially when it comes to fashion, or you're looking for something different. I don't think the mall are doing justice to that. So that is my take. I don't know, but that is my honest and humble and blunt criticism, more like observation, and that is what I can see. So whatever I'm saying right now is about me. It's about my choice. It's about how I feel and how I see things. The next question, let me move to the third question, is, have people been bad to you? No. You see, I don't have enough space in my heart for trash or garbage. And that is why I will say no, 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 and no again. That is the first reason. The other very important answer to that question is that so many people have been very, 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 very good to me and my family and friends. So they actually outnumbered those that are being bad. So they make those that are being bad, or those bad, if there is any, they make them irrelevant. They make them less important. They make them inexistent. They don't even exist in my dictionary. So there are a lot of people in here, like people are so awesome. This is a very, very nice community. Canada is very, 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 very like um let's say embracing. They you just mix up, people embrace you. So like people help you when you need something, just ask questions, maybe by the you get answers to virtually everything. So there's nothing for me to complain about. So who cares about those little ones that doesn't even count? They don't matter. Why should I be thinking about them? Whereby I have lots of like tens of people who are ready to help me and who always help me. So if I'm like paying attention to those who don't like me, or who don't appreciate me, or who've been ever mean to me, I'm actually disregarding and disrespecting and not appreciating those that really matter. So and I don't do that. I don't have there's nothing here for people that are like mean people or bad people. So I don't think about them. I give them no thought. I'm not even saying slave. I don't give them any thought, like say zero. So yes, people have been good to me. No bad people, and I don't care about them if they exist anyway. So no trash in my heart. Do you have that in your country? Like what I mean about that is when people like maybe see this thing, they kind of like try to lecture you about lazy. Oh, see this thing is actually for changing channels. You press play, then this is forward, this is rewind, this is Netflix. Like seriously. So they kind of maybe think we come from a zoo or from the medieval period, the Black Age. For God's sake, we have all these things, and we learn it like most of the children, let's say from my country, for instance, that have never traveled before, they watch American movies more than they watch their own indigenous movies. So they know what is happening because they are informed because of what they're watching, what they're watching every time, because of what they're exposed to. So even they may not have like maybe get out of their environment before, but the fact that what they open their heart to, what they watch, the information they absorb, it makes them wiser. So they are not ignorant. We are not ignorant. We have, of course, we have all these things. Do you know this? Of course, I know it. It's a remote control. What do you expect? So yeah, I got that. Even till now, some people still like, oh, do you have that in your country? Yes, we have it. So that is that. The sixth one is, do you know what this is? It's kind of like the first question. Like, this is lawnmower. This is so they kind of always ready. People are always ready to like lecture you what this is, what that is, because they think you don't know what it is. I get that a lot, and I still get that. Like, and the last one is, don't you think you are overdressed? I used to work in a department store kind of, and I dress maybe like this every day, like something like this every day, every day, and people kind of like, sometimes they kind of being sarcastic, and sometimes they kind of some people, the real folks, actually like say, oh, are you going somewhere after work? No, I'm not going somewhere, I'm going back home. So they kind of like, oh, it's because of the way you dress. We dress like this every time. In fact, people don't dress like this every time. Believe me, I'm less dressed, I'm underdressed. Like, I come from the city of Lagos. People don't go out without taking their shower, having their bath. Even if they don't have running water in their house, people have ways of making their whole life come together. Maybe they have to wake up 5:30, 2:30, 3:30. Oh, they don't care. They need to fetch water, get water. They have their bath. They set up what they're gonna wear. People go out in sneakers, just as here. People go out in pants, and they don't go out in rags, and we don't go out in like traditional wear every time. So no, I'm not overdressed. In fact, I'm underdressed. So this is how people dress every time. So if you think I'm bluffing, just type in something on Google, then you just like go into any live or watch or something program in Africa, or about African people or something. You see that this is part of their daily routine. So no, I'm not overdressed. This is how we roll most of the time. In fact, some people don't even go step out of their house without makeup. Some time ago, like, I think about last year, I went for this let me say webinar, job preparation kind of webinar. So this woman was like trying to this coach was teaching us how to prepare for the Canadian market, how to what to do, what not to do, this, that. And she actually mentioned at some point that people don't really care how you dress, just don't stink. You may have your back, you may not have your back. No, but just don't stink, and you can't wear heavy makeups and go to work. And that is actually like, okay, that is good, because she actually said where she come from. Putting eyeshadow, mascara, and lipstick and all that is part of their daily routine. So when she got here, it's kind of like shocking to her. Like, people go out with their dry eyes and all that. I kind of like it because I don't really like making up. I don't like makeup anyway, so it's kind of a good thing for me. So all you have to do is maybe just get up. You may brush your teeth, you may not brush your teeth, just get out there. But where I come from, we don't flow like that. Even if you don't dress well, I'm telling you, your neighbor may just like you pass by your neighbor, you kind of like, oh, are you going out like that? Like, people actually question you. So that is the kind of environment I come from. People cares about what you do, what you wear, and they tell you their mind. Unlike this place whereby everybody mind their business. So it's kind of different. So those are the weirdest 7 questions I've been asked, and usually being asked often, often and often. So I think it's part of it has to do with maybe they just see you kind of like stand out with your skin color and all that. So anyway, that is part of an immigrant life. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, please. I'm gonna get better as time goes on. And please like my video, encourage me. Thank you, and peace out. Thank you.